Hi dear kids, today we are going to write in the together with capital and small letters. Good. Now open the book. Take page number 10. Very good children. Children, today we are going to write the letter D. Tell me D. D for dog. D for dog. Dog guards our home. Dog lives in kennel. Good. Tell me D. D. Now we are going to join the dots to complete the letter D. Join the dots, children. Standing line. And then draw left side curve. Tell me children, this is left side curve. D. 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 Good children. Children, first row is written for you. We have to trace the letter D in next to 2 rows. Okay children, trace with me. Standing line. Good. Join the dots. Standing line. Then left side curve. D. Children, trace with me. Standing line. Then left side curve. D. Good. Say and trace with me children. D. Standing line and left side curve. D. Standing line, left side curve. D. Very good. Now trace the next letter. D. Say loudly children. D. D. Very good. We have completed the first row. Now we are going to trace the letter D in the next row. Standing line and left side curve. D. Good. Trace with me children. D. Standing line and left side curve. D. Standing line and left side curve. D. Say and write children. D. D. Very good. D. D. Very good. D. Good children, we have completed tracing the letter D. Children, now we are going to write the letter D in the boxes. First, we have to start from the last row. Children, look at the letter D and write in this box. Keep your pencil on the first red color line and draw the standing line to the second blue color line. Then keep your pencil on the top of the standing line and draw the left curve from the first red color line to the second blue color line. Tell me, this is D. D. Good. Now see this letter D and write here standing line and left side curve. D. Good. Now look at this letter D and write here standing line from the first red color line to the second blue color line and draw the left side curve on the top of the standing line to the end of the standing line. D. D. Good. Now see this letter D and write in the box. Standing line from the first red color line to the second blue color line and draw the left curve from the first red color line to the second blue color line. D. Good. Now see this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Very good. Now see this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Now look at this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Very good. Now see this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. Very good. Now see this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. We have completed writing the letter D in the last row. Now we are going to write in this row. See this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Now see this letter D and write here. Standing line and draw the left side curve. D. Good. Now look at this letter D and write in the box. Standing line and left side curve. D. Good children. Children, now I am going to complete the letter D in this row. Okay children? Children, I have completed writing the letter D in this row. Now we are going to write here. See this letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Look at this letter D and write in the box. Standing line and left side curve. D. See the letter D and write here. Standing line and left side curve. D. Children, now I am going to write the letter D in this row. Children, I have finished writing the letter D in this row. Good. Now I am going to write the letter D in this row. See this letter D and write here. D. Look at this letter D and write here. D. Very good. See the letter D and write here. D. Children, now I am going to write the letter D in the remaining boxes. See the letter D and write in the box. Standing line and left side curve. D. Very good children. Children, I have completed writing the letter D in this row. Now let us move here. See the letter D and write here. D. Very good. Now see this letter D and write here. D. Look at this letter D and write in the box. Standing line and left curve. D. Children, now I am going to complete writing the letter D in the first row. Children, I have completed writing the letter D in the first row. Good. Children, today we have written the letter D in page number 10. You have to write this page, take photo and send it to my WhatsApp number with your name and class. Okay children, see you in the next class. Thank you.